up? What up? What up? Hey, welcome to the live Q&A, man. Uh, second time today. You know what I'm saying? Let me get the lights going. All right, there we go. Hey, guys, if you can hear me and see me, man, just type one in the chat. I'm about to get this thing fired up on all platforms. YT, what up? If y'all can hear me and see me, man, type one in the chat. We got my man, Kyle Julius. Young Kyle, what's happening, brother? What it is, Kyle says, a good story. Miguel from South Africa, 752 in South Africa, obviously being a violin later. I'll be sleeping. My name. All right, I don't know what any of that shit means. But hey, man, I'm glad you was able to come through and give us a shout out, man. For everybody else that is currently on the live, man, type one in the chat if you can hear me and see me, man. If my audio's good, if my visual's good, throw some ones up. Throw some ones up. We got Ghost in the chat. Ghost, what up? R Lake 13. Hello, I'm new here. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. This your first live, man. Just type two in the chat. Give you a shout out real quick. Who else we got in the building? We got A Abby, second time today. Hey Abby, what up? You know what I'm saying? We got my man VH. What up? Seen you earlier. Ghost, okay, R Lake 13 for sure, for sure. All right, guys, where y'all from, man? Let's get rep your city, man. I'm gonna give you a shout out, man. Let me know who we got in the building. Who we got in the building? We got Jason B Powers in the building. Jose Lopez in the building. What's up, Jose? Greetings. Greetings. Who else we got in the building, man? Type in the chat. Where y'all from? TikTok. Greetings. Hey, welcome back. We live again, baby. Ness says, glad to be here. Hello from Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome to the live, my friend. Glad to have you here too. Who else we got in the building? What other cities we got? We got Ontario, Canada, baby. What up? We got Liverpool. Liverpool's in the building. What up? What other cities we got in the building? Type in the chat where y'all from, man. Who we got in the building? Who we got in the building? Michigan. What's good? What's good, Michigan? My hometown. Daryl Peak says Atlanta. ATL, Shawty, what up? We got watching from LA. What up? What up, Jose? You know what I'm saying? From the West Coast. We got my man's. Oh, he's in Indio, California. I didn't even know that was a place until just now, man. Thank you for letting me know. Wayne, Michigan. Okay, not too far from where I grew up, man. I grew up in Detroit, man. So not too far from there. All right, TikTok. Yo, what up? If you guys can hear me and see me, man, type your city in the chat. Type your city in the chat, man. We're about to get this thing started. First and foremost, a little housekeeping. If you're new to my lives, welcome. I always give out a free gift. Today's free gift is going to be access to the free fat loss course, the Big Belly Blaster, the Simple Six Pack System, the 50 and 5 month formula, and the Ripped Intermittent Fasting Guide. And the simplest of guides that I've created over the past decade to not only get in fucking fantastic shape myself, but help thousands of people do the same. So go ahead, get free access to that. And let's get this thing started. We're going to do some Make My Macros today. If you want to learn the key to changing your physique, today I'm going to teach you. It's your nutrition, right? Spoiler alert. 80% of what's going to happen when it comes to changing visually, whether it be muscle growth or fat loss or both, is going to be the nutrients you put back in your body, man. It don't fucking matter if you do 10 workouts a week. If you out here eating like a fat ass or not eating enough, your results are going to suffer. So I'm going to help you guys with that. We're going to do some Make My Macros today. Just type your age, height, weight, and your goal in the chat, and I'm going to make your macros for you. Tell you how much you should be consuming and what you should be consuming. Jacob Preston says, do you like Built Puff Bars? I've never had one, so I don't know if I like or dislike them. A. Abby says, I can't escape through the door size. What you talking about, man? What the hell is you saying? Will McCoy is 48, 5'8", 190. So, Will, do you want to lose fat or build muscle? What's your goal? I'm assuming with those stats is lose fat, but let me know in the chat. 48 years of age, and my man is 190. All right. Will McCoy, give me some more detail there. Jose says, it's all right. Los Angeles, California is 2 hours away from me. I've been there multiple times. Is LA worth visiting? Anybody who's ever been to LA, should I go? Because people be telling me it's trash there. Like it's a lot of homeless people and it's not like fun to be there. So you guys let me know if you've ever been to LA. Is it scale of 1 to 10, how dope is it? All right. So I just found my man, my brother Will McCoy's BMR is basal metabolic rate. That's how many calories Will's body burns at rest. All we got to do, if we want to lose fat, is just subtract from that, right? So your body burns 1,700 calories on its own. We subtract from that, I would say a little modest deficit of about 200 calories should be enough, aggressive enough to see some weight come off every week. All right, so 1,500 calories is your fat loss calories. So you're going to write that down. And guys, if that little math that I did is making sense, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Thumbs up, everybody. Right now, next up, we're going to do what's called putting you into a macro ratio. We're going to use 40, 30, 30. 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fat. Why? Because that's the shit that works, man. I've been doing this a decade. 40% protein ensures that you'll keep your muscle, maintain muscle, maybe even build muscle depending on how new you are to the gym, as well as keep you full, satiated in this deficit. So you won't be out here binge eating and having cravings. All you motherfuckers complaining about cravings, you don't have cravings. You just don't eat enough protein, right? Spoiler alert. All right, so we're gonna go 40% protein for you, 30% carbs and fats respectively, because with very little information about your lifestyle, I'm gonna just keep those two even. So with the 40, 30, 30 at 1,500 calories, you ready? You ready for your macros, bro? You ready? You got your pen and pad out, Will? It's 150 grams of protein, 110 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat. Will McCoy, you do that every day, my boy, you're going to win big. Just make sure you get at least a gallon of water in a day, consume about 30 grams of fiber. You're going to see all kinds of success. Guys, if that was helpful info, if you got some value there, right, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if y'all liking it. All right. All right, Don RR gave me a thumbs up. Will McCoy says, got it for sure. Stacy Nag says, I've been eating half weight in protein, 70 grams. That's not enough, bro. I can tell you right now, I don't know how much you weigh. And I know for a fact, as a man, 70 grams of protein is nowhere near enough, bro. Do you take Claritin before the gym? Never. I've never taken Claritin in my life. Yeah, Stacy says 140, definitely nowhere near enough protein. What's your body fat percentage? You a female? Still not enough, Stacy. Right? I coach several females, and 70 grams of protein is never enough. you you need relative to your lean body mass, right? So what's your body fat percentage, Stacy? SD says, bro, I need help. What you need help with? Oh, let me scroll up. 23, 6'3", 270. Damn, you big as hell, man. You gotta definitely. Oh, you went from 270 to 210. Oh, congratulations. Let's clap it up for SD, man. SD lost 60 pounds, man. Hey, it's possible. If 60 pounds is your goal, SD done already did that shit. So you want to put on muscle. All right, this is what you got to do. We're going to do the same thing we did for my man's Will, but it's going to be the opposite for you. So basically, I'm going to find your BMR. Basically, my man SD is 6'3", so you're pretty tall, 23. And his weight is 210 now. He used to be 270. All right. So now we find your BMR. Your BMR is 2,000 calories. Your body burns that on its own, SD. So what you're going to do is you're going to add to that, right? So I would say if you're going to look to build muscle, add anywhere from 300 to 500 calories surplus over your BMR. You know, you want to get mightily aggressive. Let's just add 400 to your BMR, right? So 2,400 calories for muscle growth. All right, let's do that. So that's your muscle growth calories. Now what we do is we plug that into a macro ratio. The ratio is different for muscle growth, guys. If you want to build muscle in the future after you lose your big ass belly, right? What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna upload like your carb number, 50% carb, 30% protein, 20% fats. Again, proven metrics to ensure that with the carbs being the highest for muscle growth, you're fueling your workouts and you're actually fueling better recovery because carbs spike insulin. Insulin pushes not only glucose into the muscles and cells, but also amino acids. So you get better recovery, right? You get better pumps, right? You build more muscle. Okay. So 50, 30, 20. Get your pen and pad out, SD. All right. So 300 grams of carbs, right? At least 180 grams of protein and 50 grams of fat. You do that every day, SD. Come on, man. Come on, man. At least get you like a gallon of water, progressively overloading that gym. You're going to make a ton of gains, bro. Guarantee it, all right? Just come shout me out once you gain your first 10 pounds of muscle, okay? My man, user 702 says, do you recommend keto? Fuck no, man. Keto is stupid as fuck. A Avi, why Corey? Why does high carb diets work for some and not others? Is there any truth in that it works the same for everyone? No, it don't work the same for everybody. Everybody's body does not process carbs the same because everyone's lifestyle and hormones are different, right? If you take somebody who's somebody was 600 pounds and he was asking for advice, right? So I told him, bro, if you 600 pounds, you probably got some insulin resistance, right? Why do I know that? One, I've been coaching very long time, but two, when you're really heavy, it's likely due to overconsumption of carbs, right? Not just carbs, total calories, but like let me cook here. So when you eat carbs, what happens is your body secretes a growth hormone called insulin. Insulin pushes glucose into your muscles and cells, right? And so when you get people that are like really, really fat, they've been secreting insulin over and over and over and over and over again. And what happens is you get insulin resistant. Your body no longer can secrete the same amount of insulin to do the job of pushing sugar into your muscles and cells. If that made sense and didn't put you to sleep, give me a thumbs up in the chat, right? So that they already have carbs in their muscles, in their bloodstream, in their liver for later. So why would you give that person a lot of carbs, right? They have to learn how to utilize the carbs that are already like in their body, in their bloodstream first. So that's why, like, for somebody like that, it wouldn't work. But somebody who's like insulin sensitive, meaning you just lost a ton of weight, right? Maybe you're coming off of a long fast, your A1C levels are on point. That person can have high carbs and be fine. Somebody who runs, like, you guys ever like seen like a runner, like somebody who's like running like a marathon or like a 5K or something like that? What do they do to get ready for the race? They drink sugar, man. They drink carbs, or they eat carbs, right? Or they have carbs while they're running, right? Why? Because they're burning a lot, right? During that activity. A lot of you motherfuckers not doing that. You sitting on your ass all day, wondering why you fat because you're eating so much. Like carbs is like fuel, right? Imagine you was putting fuel in the gas tank of a car that's parked. What's gonna happen? It's gonna get spillover, and it's gonna spill on your shoes. The gas will. Well, for you guys, that spillover is your big ass belly. SD, can I build muscle in a deficit? Depends on how new you are to the gym. Like building muscle in a deficit is not impossible, but it's not a good goal to have because to lose fat you have to be in a deficit. To build muscle, traditionally you want to be in a surplus because you give your body more nutrients to not only like work, harder so you can like push through your workouts because you got more fuel in the tank, but then also to repair itself, right? So only people I see build muscle in a deficit is people who are like in the first 6 to 12 months in the gym. So unless you a real newbie, you ain't probably gonna build a lot of muscle in a deficit. Denisha just followed me. Thank you, Denisha. Appreciate you. Never done it before. 48-hour fast. Hey, I'm rooting for you. 48-hour fast is one of the best things you can do for your body. Jab says maintain. I don't know what you mean by that. User says 40 years old, 5'3". My weight is 150. User, are you a male or female? Because you don't have a picture or name. GSBCH. Okay. All right. The comments is coming. Let me see. 23-year-old man, 182 centimeters, 75 kilos. All right. So do me a favor. Convert that shit from the metric system to the imperial system, please. I'm from America. right? I need this shit in pounds and height in feet and inches, okay? I'm sorry, I'm American. Y'all know our shit's fucked up. We got the imperial system. The rest of the world uses metric. I'm sorry. Dan says sourdough or Dave's Killer Bread. Dave's Killer Bread. It has more fiber. Uh, Toei Boy 94 says, yes, I put a pinch of salt in my water. That's what's up. Put that salt in your water, bro. Sean says, yo, Corey, Sean Shred, what up? What's happening, Chief? JJ is a female that lost 133 pounds. Let's clap it up for JJ. JJ getting ripped out here, losing all kinds of weight. I want to lose to tone now, maintenance, 5'2", 139, 50 years old. Can you tell me my goals? Okay, so you want to tone. Okay, what does that mean? Tone. Okay, look, here's the thing. Tone is not a real goal. I know y'all get marketed that. They be telling women that you can just tone up. Tone, it means having low body fat and visible muscle. That's all that shit means. So are you saying you want to build muscle now that you've lost the weight, or do you want to lose more fat to show the muscle you already have? I'm assuming it's muscle growth, but I want to hear from you, JJ. Build muscle, exactly. All right. Thank you for the clarity. Let's get to it. All right. So you guys new to the live, welcome. Right. We get into macros. For JJ, what we're gonna find is her BMR first. So essentially, I just go to a BMR calculator on the internet. Y'all can do this too, by the way. If you need help with the steps, just go get my free fat loss course. I break it down on screen for you on there. All right. So what we do is we plug in her age, height, weight, right? And she's a lady, right? So we plugging that in right now as we speak. 5'2", 50 years old, and you say you 139. Okay, so 139. You lost a ton of weight. Congratulations on that. And your BMR now should be somewhere around 1,200 calories, right? So what we do when we have a muscle growth person like JJ is we add calories to the BMR, right? I would say add anywhere from like 300 to 500 calories to start, right? That way it's not an overabundance of a surplus, and you don't run the risk of like gorging yourself to the point where you start putting on a bunch of fat, right? So if we want to be like conservative, like we can go for like 300, right? So we just go for a nice little 300 calorie surplus, right? 300 calorie surplus will put us at 1,500 calories, JJ. And at 1,500 calories for your muscle building goal, your macros will be put into this ratio. The ratio for muscle growth, guys, just so you know, if you're doing this for yourself, 50% carbs, 30% protein, 20% fats, okay? So for you, JJ, that's gonna mean 190 grams of carbs a day. That's gonna be work. You're gonna have to work for that. 110 grams of protein and 33 grams of fat. You do that, JJ, get you somewhere around Georgetown, childish. Get you somewhere around like 100 to 130 ounces of water. You're gonna make all kinds of gains. You just gotta be in that motherfucking gym lifting heavy. You gotta be like encouraging your body to grow. This is not time to lift some light ass weights. You need to be like getting strong. If you want to tone up, you need muscle. And you put on muscle by lifting heavier weights and getting stronger and putting those nutrients back in. JJ says, damn, absolutely, man. You should feel like that. You should feel like, guys, if your goals don't scare you to some degree, like if you're not like, damn, this is gonna be a lot of work, then you're not really doing anything exceptional, right? A lot of people try to be like real conservative and realistic with their goals. No, fuck all that, man. You got to get aggressive if you want a massive change, baby. Guys, if you enjoying this, if this is helpful, yo, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Abby says, when women say, I don't want to get bulky, I want to tone, I'm gonna drive my head through a wall. You're not educated enough. Yeah, don't drive your head through a wall. Just if somebody you know, a female says that to you, just teach her a little bit, man. They don't know. If they knew better, they would do better, right? It's not their fault. Mario says, why you doing BMR and not TDEE? Because TDEE is bullshit. Right? I didn't coach so many people over the last years, And I can tell you from experience, TDEE makes the job so much harder than it needs to be, especially when we're talking about fat loss. If you gotta lose fat, why would you add additional calories that you don't need into the equation? Especially if you fat. You got fat. You got calories on your body already, baby. So yeah, we use BMR over here, man. It's no need to use TDEE. The modern society is not active enough to substantiate extra calories for no reason. Avines, creatine when cutting? Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, if this is helpful stuff, right? You need a little bit more help, just go grab my free fat loss course, man, where I break down more shit for y'all in detail. Yeah, if you're not using creatine, man, I don't know what you're doing with your life, man. Creatine is the best supplement for muscle growth, fat loss. There's even new studies that say that it actually promotes better cognition, right? So go get you some creatine, man. If not just to look better, just to think better, right? Kyle George gave me a gift. Appreciate you, Kyle George. Kai DD, I thought I was missing something. Agree with the TDEE is counterproductive. Yeah, man, TDEE is bullshit. I will go on record in my stance against TDEE. That shit is bullshit. I remember when I first became a trainer and I got told to do that and like all of the trainer documents, and then I wondered why like my clients was only losing like I don't know, like half a pound or a pound a week, and then they would like quit before I could actually get them in shape because they get so discouraged because they feel like it's so slow. Then I started getting more aggressive with their deficit, started telling them what I'm about to tell you guys. If you get 40% of your calories in protein, you get 30 grams of carbs every day and a gallon of water every day, I guarantee you will not be hungry. You will not be hungry at these BMR deficit calories. Like there's no way. Like, for example, my BMR is somewhere around like 2,000, right? If I eat 1,800 calories, that's a deficit for me. Think about this. 180 grams of protein, if I just ate that in chicken. You know how much fucking chicken that is? Chicken breast? Bro, that's like 20 or 24 ounces, right? If I ate that, like I'm not gonna want to eat a bunch of other food. Stacy Nag is back. I'm always full with 70 grams. Yeah. Like you eat protein, you good. You don't need all that crazy TDEE bullshit. Mario, but think it would be feasible to use TDEE if you're in the gym 4 to 5 times a week? Nope. Nope. All my clients train 4, 5, even 6 times a week, and none of them is on TDEE. None of them. None of them. Zero. No, I have no. You cannot convince me. Like I would go on in like a debate room with anybody. You cannot convince me that TDEE is superior when it comes to fat loss for somebody who wants to lose fat fast to BMR. There's no version of reality where you can tell me that. I've just been doing it too long, man. I've seen too many people win off the BMR calories. I love chicken though. Chicken is good, man. I drink 100 ounces of water a day. That's decent. You know what I'm saying? You can kick those numbers up though. Chicago said they got the best rappers. What? What are you saying? Vanilla says my doctor just prescribed me Ozempic. What are your thoughts on this product? Ozempic helps some people, right? But understand like Ozempic is not. Some people use it as a crutch, right? They'll take the Ozempic. The GLP-1s it's a peptide, which is like the cousin of like exogenous hormones, right? So what it does is it it adapts to certain receptors to where you're not hungry anymore. So your appetite is essentially gone to some degree. So yeah, if you're not eating as much, you're gonna lose fat because you're gonna more likely be in a deficit, right? But people will say, "Oh, Chicago, that's funny." He said TDE got the best rappers. That's funny. I see what you did there. Um, so with the Ozempic, yes, you might lose fat because the calories are likely going to be lower. But if you don't clean up your diet in the process, start getting more of the vital nutrients that you actually need, like protein, like dietary fats, like fiber, so your body like functions well and also you keep your muscle, then it's not gonna matter, man. Because if you ever come off them GLP-1s, you're just gonna get fat again. So that's why any of my clients that are on it, we still lift weights, we still hit our protein, right? We still hit those other metrics like water and fiber every day. All right. If that was helpful information, yo, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Thumbs up for your boy. Hey, R Lake. Every time I see R Lake, I think of Ricky Lake, that show back in the 90s. I'm super skinny with a big ass belly, 6 foot, 190. I cycle 5 days a week, riding 100 miles. I'm in a caloric deficit of 2,500 calories daily. I take 200 grams of protein, 100 grams of carb, 150 grams of carbs, but I can't lose the belly. Okay, so it's different for somebody who's skinny fat that does only cardio, right? If you are one of those people, I'm gonna tell you what your problem is. You have adapted your body for being good at cardio, right? So what does that mean? That means you are actually paring down active tissue so that your body is more efficient with the calories you give it. What's active tissue, class? Muscle. You burn in muscle like crazy. When you burn muscle like crazy, you burn less calories all day. So the only calories you really burning is the calories when you're riding. Because when you're not, like, contrary to what like I would promote you to build muscle that your body burns calories all day. You're burning less and less calories all day long, which actually makes it harder for your body to sustain low body fat percentage because everything you putting in, like you got to use it or it's getting stored, right? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up because I'm not done, R Lake. So the problem with you is you just doing too much cardio, bro. You got to lift some weights if you want to if you want to change that, right? Because you out here skinny fat. Not only are you over consuming based off your metabolism, right? Because you're slowing it down by doing so much riding, but you're not promoting like the afterburn effect for later. So you need to start hitting the weights, bro. That protein is it's helping you maintain some of your muscle, but if you're not training enough, you're gonna burn that muscle off. Mario says, can you answer my last question? I'm just trying to confirm I should go even lower. I don't know what your last question was. I lost it. I'm sorry, man. You can retype it though. I'll answer it. Arlake says I'll start strength training. That's what's up. Hey, give me a flex emoji in the chat if you guys are strength training. Is HMB good for the body? HMB is like, I would say it's one of those useless supplements that marketers tell you is useful, but it's really not that many studies to substantiate it. Creatine is better. Creatine is the best there is. All right, Gab is working out. Bradley's working out. A Abby's hitting the weights for sure, for sure. Juan Ramos, okay, for sure. Blugard Q Kazu says, sorry, I meant back and triceps. What you talking about, man? Oh, you had a question up here. Let me see it. Corey, is this a good workout schedule for 4 days? Chest, bicep, and side delts, legs and abs, back and abs, cardio and abs for day 4. Yeah, I think that shit is trash. I think your split is lacking optimization of frequency. You know, when you hit a muscle, every time you hit a muscle, your body starts the process of muscle protein synthesis for that muscle. So what's muscle protein synthesis, class? That's when your body's taking the protein you consume and actually using it to build more muscle or maintain muscle, right? So if you're not training every muscle for the cycle after muscle protein synthesis signal has dipped, then you're losing out on gains. So what do I mean by that? Muscle protein synthesis is elevated from the time that you train for somewhere around 48 to 72 hours, right? So after like hour 72, you're no longer getting gains in that particular muscle group. But you only hitting those muscles like once a week like that. I mean, yeah, you hitting muscle protein synthesis once a week for every muscle. But what if you did it twice a week for every muscle? How much more gains would you make? A lot more. So that'd be my recommendation, bro. You need to train every muscle twice a week, at least 2 to 3 times a week is like I would say like good for most people. Mario says, what about TDEE? If you mainly want to get lean and maintain muscle, lose body fat, say 20 pounds of fat, wouldn't TDEE be too aggressive? No. Like Mario, you can do whatever you want to do. Like you do not have to listen to me. Trust me. I understand there's a lot of people giving information on the internet, and I'm one guy. If you don't trust what I'm saying, that's fine. You can do exactly what you've been doing. If it's working for you, fuck what I'm talking about, right? I'm just telling you what's worked for me. I lost 50 pounds in 5 months back in 2016 and have now been coaching people like ever since then. This is year 9. I'm not going to quit no time soon. So I just say 10 years because it's about to be 2026, right? So after coaching so many people, like literally thousands of people have tested this method that I'm telling you guys. I've never had somebody lose muscle if they followed exactly what I told them to do. Right? In fact, some people get lucky and they actually build muscle in the deficit with these because they were under consuming protein and their workouts were trash before they started training with me. So I'm only saying this based off experience. Like if you don't believe me, you ain't got to do it. But it's not that aggressive, bro. I'm telling you. You don't lose muscle from not eating enough calories in like a couple days. You guys know that, right? You know you can fast for 24 hours, 72 hours, right? And your muscles will not atrophy at all. If anything, you'll just lose water and glucose, right? Your body doesn't start to eat muscle until either there's over 72 hours of being in a fasted state, or you're just not training your muscles frequently enough and not getting enough protein. If you're training your muscles frequently, getting enough protein, and you eat every day, bro, what are you afraid of? You're not gonna lose no muscle. You're gonna be fine. Sienna says Monday, full body, Tuesday, upper body, Wednesday, lower body, Thursday, lower body, Friday, low cardio. I kind of like that split. She's hitting everything at least twice a week. Why Monday full body though? That's kind of weird. I ain't never seen that. I'm not shitting on it. I ain't never seen it. Butter says go to the gym Monday through Thursday. I want to come down. Oh, you go to the gym. Butter, are you a man or a woman? Oh shit, I lost it. There's a lot of people commenting. Hey, Butter, drop your stats and let me know if you're a male or a female. Cause Butter is this. Arvo Fine says, how is PPL Arnold split? I like it. I like the PPL Arnold. I've done it before. It's fun and it maximizes frequency. Butter, I go to the gym Monday through Thursday. I want to come down. I'm 5'6". Oh, you a male. All right, Butter. I ain't want to disrespect you, man. Cause I ain't never met a person named Butter. So I ain't want to give you, the wrong stats. All right. So what we're gonna do for Butter is we gonna find his BMR first, okay? So his BMR, right, is 100. Okay. So he weighs 185 pounds. He's 50 years old, 5'6". His BMR is 1650. Now listen to this, Mario, because I know you've been asking about this BMR shit. All we got to do to put him in a deficit to ensure he's going to lose some weight is just subtract from that, right? So for you, Butter, 1450, right? That's 200 calories less than your what's the name? Than your BMR. Then we put you in that macro ratio: 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats, right? Now, for this to work, you got to make sure you at least get a gallon of water a day and get like 30 grams of fiber with it, right? Now, 150 grams of protein, 110 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat. Man, Butter, you do that every day, bro, with the prescribed, tips. Hey, I guarantee you're gonna lose all kinds of fat. In fact, I'm so confident because I've tried this so many times with so many clients. I've tested it so many times. I think you can lose somewhere between 6 to 10 pounds in the next 4 weeks, for sure. Best thing for recovery: water, right? At least a gallon of water, because hydration promotes circulation. Circulation is essentially blood flow. Blood is how your body carries nutrients to repair your muscles, right? So increase your water intake. Make sure you're getting enough protein, right? Get a protein number that's either 40% of your calorie goal, or relative to your lean body mass. If you know your body fat percentage, you can find that. That and honestly, like active recovery works well for a lot of people too. A lot of people think when you got a muscle that's sore, you're just supposed to like not train it at all. Sometimes it's good to do a little light movement in that muscle. So whether it be like some resistance band work or some light machine work if it's like really, really sore. But again, I promote, I say to you guys, you should be training for frequency. So you should be hitting your muscles 2 to 3 times a week anyway. If you start doing that, you'll be getting that good active recovery of like forcing blood to flow into that muscle, which is gonna encourage more recovery faster. Crystal, are you still dating that lady? Yeah, I'm still dating that lady, man. Y'all plotting on my girlfriend, man. What's going on? I gotta tell her she got competition out here, man. Gotta tell her she gotta stay on her motherfucking toes. Uh, Crystal's peeping Unc's life. Yeah, man. I appreciate the compliment. Um, Star 920. I want to lose 20 pounds. All right, give me your stats. I got you. I know your buns Nez. Okay. I know your business or boozness. All right. You guys got some weird names over here. Okay. I know your booze Nez. We about to do this shit real quick. 60 years old. You know what I'm saying? What's your weight? 190, and you want to lose some fat. All right. Let me help you be great. Go get you a pen and pad. I know your booze Nas. We're gonna find her BMR real quick. BMR. Oh, y'all see me blushing? Is that what y'all see? Y'all funny over there. All right. So I know your booze Nas, right? Your BMR is 1450. Okay, so that means your body burns 1,450 calories on its own. I would say just subtract 200 calories, man. Make your life simple. 1250 would be a good deficit for you. I know your booze Nas, right? And then we're gonna couple that into a macro ratio. 125 grams of protein a day, 90 grams of carbs a day, 40 grams of fat a day. You do that, I know your biz Nas or booze Nas. Come on, man, you're gonna lose all kinds of fat. All right. Guys, if y'all liking the live, if this has been helpful, if this has been impactful, just give me a thumbs up in the chat if I'm, giving you guys some good value today. Fiber 30 grams. Mario says, how about this workout split? Chest and tries on day one. Second day, back and buys. Third day, shoulders and traps. Fourth day, rest day. Fifth day, leg day. Sixth day, chest and tries. Seventh day, rest and repeat. All right. Here's how you can improve it. It's not the worst I've seen. I used to have a split like that, right? That's why I got a big ass chest. Okay, full disclosure, like chest is like my strongest body part, right? Like I got a pretty nice chest, right? So I used to do that shit you doing, Mario, but you're gonna run into some issues later because your physique is gonna be uneven, and you might fuck around and like you might put yourself into such a imbalance to where like the front side of your body is so much stronger than your backside. Like your lats will be underdeveloped, or you'll end up with some shoulder issues because when you don't balance out like the rear delts and the lats and the rhomboids and your traps, what happens is you start to get into this forward roll position, right? You'll be out here with the hunchback looking like Quasimodo and shit when you 60, right? So, right, what I would do is you need some more back work in there, man. Bro, you can probably like most coaches ain't gonna tell you this, man, but most coaches they think that y'all fucking soft, man. They think that y'all bitches. I think you tougher than you give yourself credit for. Yo, the second day the back and buys, you can hit your back and buys again on day 5, bro. Right? Hit your back and buys again on day 5. You probably need some more leg work in there too. Honestly, that shoulder and trap work, you can put that trap work So you could take the trap work, move it to one of the back and by days, and then take the shoulder work and then move it to one of the chest and try days, or like put it a little bit of it on both, like spread it out. So you'll actually be hitting your delts twice a week. You'll be hitting your chest twice a week, like you already are. You'll be hitting your back twice a week, right? And then you can make room for like some leg work twice a week too. You just not giving yourself enough frequency, bro. Literally, if you gotta go into a deficit of losing fat right now, Mario, all you gotta do to ensure that you're gonna maintain a ton of muscle and maybe even build some in this deficit is if you increase your frequency of training. Because if you went on that split for a significant amount of time, what happens when you change your split is you introduce novel stimulus to the body. What's novel stimulus, class? That means you're giving your body something new to adapt to. When you give your body something new to adapt to, sometimes that's enough to build muscle. All right, bro. Just increase your frequency. Put your one of those. Put a back day on that first rest day. Add in some more leg work somewhere, and spread out your shoulder work and your trap work throughout the week. Chris Dominguez, I have a hard time figuring out my protein numbers and how to reach it without overeating. All right, Chris, give me your stats, man. Do what Star just did above you. I need your age, height, weight, and your goal. Okay. If you do that, I can find your protein and tell you how to hit that shit every day without fail. Star, what up, girl? What's happening? Star, where you from? Right? You from the sky? You from outer space, Star? Where the fuck you from, Star? Let us know in the chat. I'm doing your stats right now. What we doing for Star is what we do for everybody whose macros we find. We find her BMR first. Now for you, Star, your BMR is 1,500 calories. You from Maryland? Shout out to Maryland. Valerie says, help me. Type in the chat what you need help with, Val. And I got you, shorty. Right? I see you with that red lipstick, man. Red's a good color. All right. Star, get a pen and pad out. Your BMR is 1,500 calories, right? And 1,500 calories, you subtract from that BMR, I would say about 200 calories from that, put you at 1,300, right? 1,300 calories is your fat loss number. So now we plug that into a macro ratio, right? Macro ratio, golden one for me and for fat loss, it's 100, it's 40, 30, 30, right? So for you, Star, it's going to be 130 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbs, right? Lucky you, and 40 grams of fat every day. Star, you do that every day. Come on, shorty. At least a gallon of water, 30 grams of fiber. You're going to win. You're going to lose at least 8 to 12 pounds in the next month. Jim Pachi, my man, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you showing love. How young for creatine, protein, and pre-workout? I don't know. I don't know if there's like a specific age restriction, man, but like, so protein, okay, let's break down each one. Creatine, your body produces naturally. So I don't see there being a negative side effect to exogenous use of creatine, because we all have creatine in our bloodstream. If you have extra, all you're going to do is produce more ATP, which means that you're going to promote more energy right throughout the day. You're also going to have more energy and performance in your workouts and your training. And you're going to promote more recovery because you're going to promote more muscle protein synthesis. So I don't see a world where there's like negative impacts to someone of a particular age, whether it be young or old, right? So I don't think there's a too young for creatine. Same thing with protein. Protein is okay. It's powdered food. What do they give babies when they can't chew, when they ain't got no teeth? What the fuck they be giving babies? Baby formula. That shit is not real food. It's powdered food. So if they giving that shit to babies, why wouldn't a young person or old person be able to have protein powder? Again, I don't see a reason why. Pre-workout, man, I think that's very individual, right? Like generally speaking, pre-workout, man, is stimulants. It's a lot of caffeine in that. So like kids are already hype as is. So how young we talking, right? Because if you got like a 10-year-old, what the fuck is he taking pre-workout for, man? He's got natural energy, right? But if you like, I don't know, like 18 or like 16 or 17 or something like that, like I don't see why you couldn't take some pre-workout. Just be mindful of when you take it and how much you take. Like track the milligrams and see how you actually feel on it. Somebody caught my attention, Valerie. I'm gonna scroll back up to her. She says, I want to lose 60 pounds, but I have insulin resistance. I want to lose more. I hit a plateau. If you give me your stats, your age, height, weight, and your goal, I'll give you your macros of what you should do, and I'll keep in mind that you have insulin resistance. All right, my man Chris Dominguez, he dropped his stats. What up, Dominguez? What's happening, man? Where you from, man? You from Puerto Rico? Is that why you got that flag there and shit? All right, Chris, get a pen and pad, bro. So 30, 42, 42, 5'6", and Mr. Dominguez is 224. All right, so your BMR, Dominguez, is 1900 calories. Okay, write that down, because that's how many calories your body burns at rest. Now we're gonna subtract from that. Okay, I would say subtract about 200 calories from that, right? Because that's gonna be your fat loss calories. So then write this down. Your fat loss calories is 1700. So 1900 is what your body burns, right? And then 1700 calories is your fat loss goal. Oh, my man's Filipino. He's from Seattle. What up, Seattle? You know what I'm saying? What's good? Now, 1700 is your fat loss target. Now, your macros, your protein goal, like you asked for, is 170 grams of protein every day. We do that with 120 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fat. Now, how do you hit, you were saying, how do you hit 170 grams of protein? Because you don't know how to hit your protein goal. It's super simple. I would say use the divide the day method, right? 170, right? That's how many calories, how many grams of protein you got to get, right? Think about this. How many times are you realistically going to eat a day, right? Most people eat somewhere between like 3 to 4 times a day, right? Unless you one of these like motherfuckers who all you do is snack, you might snack like 6 times a day, and that's what's keeping you big as hell, right? So I'm gonna just give you my method that I give all my clients to hit their protein goal no matter what. All right, 4 times a day will keep the belly fat away. All right, so 170, divide that by 4, right? If you divide that by 4, that means every time you consume a meal, you got to get at least 42 grams of protein, right? So what is 42 grams of protein? Super simple. A protein shake that's double servings is about 40 to 50 grams of protein, and somewhere around 6 to 8 ounces of a dead animal, right, is also 40 grams of protein. So what do? Do the shake solid method. Start your day with a double serving shake, then eat a solid meal that has 6 to 8 ounces of a dead animal, right? Then eat another protein shake, right? Double serving, and then do another 6 to 8 ounces of a dead animal. You do that shake to solid method every day, bro, you're going to hit your protein goal without having to think too hard about it. Guaranteed. Guys, if this has been helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you rocking with your boy, right? If you need more help than what I'm just giving you guys here on the live, just go grab my free fat loss course. Bunch of great info in there as well. Miss Queen Linda says I'm handsome. I would agree with that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. George Dudley is glutamine supplements really good for gut health. I ain't never had glutamine in my life, man. I think that shit is goofy, man. You get glutamine in protein, man. That's an amino acid. You don't need to supplement with more. I would say, man, just fiber, bro. Fiber is the best shit, man. Just get more fiber in your diet. Okay, I just got a Costco bag of protein powder. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. How do you get in fiber? Supplement? Nah. I don't fuck with fiber supplements. The best way to get it is, honestly, if you can have fiber every time you eat. So again, in that example I just gave my man Dominguez, take 30 grams of fiber as a goal, right? Divide that by 4. That means you need about 7 grams of fiber every time you eat if you eat 4 times a day, right? So now you're just finding 7 grams of fiber. right? What's got 7 grams of fiber? Well, veggies, green vegetables got a lot of fiber, so you can like double up on that. You can get stuff like avocados. You can get some nuts, pause, right? You can get some beans. You can get some fiber fortified like carb sources. Like they got the high fiber wraps. Obviously, bread has some fiber in it because it's a grain. High fiber pasta, right? You get apples in there. Apples is another good one. Bananas got some fiber in it. I can go on and on, but basically, like stuff that came from the earth got some fiber in it. Yeah, I said avocados, John. John, thank you. Um, I like keto bread. That's got a ton of fiber. Mark just showed up and said, "What's your take on creatine?" I just said it a little bit ago, but real quick, yeah, creatine is the best shit you could be taking. It's the best supplement there is. Everybody should be taking creatine, whether you're looking to build muscle or lose fat. What brand of multivitamin for a male age 47 working out 5 days a week? I think I like any type of food-based multivitamin because your body absorbs the nutrients from them better if it's food-based. I like this brand called Rainbow Light personally. That's my whole shit that I like. Um, Mario says, so right now I generally hit each muscle group twice a week. I did back and biceps yesterday. Do it again Monday. It's too much time in between. 72 hours is what you're kind of looking for to maximize muscle protein synthesis. So if back and biceps was yesterday was Tuesday, 72 hours from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it'd be Friday. Friday would be a good time to hit it, or Saturday. What about sugar? What about sugar? I think my messages are being filtered. Oh yeah, Valerie, you talking too crazy. You can DM me if you got like more extensive questions, or you can grab my free fat loss course. It might help you kind of find your macros. If your message got buried, I'm sorry. There's a lot of people on here, man. Guys, if you're enjoying the live, if this has been valuable, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Do you think getting in about 10K steps a day is necessary to stay lean? I would say yeah. For most people, yeah. Most of us aren't active enough other than getting our steps and going to the gym. Good evening, Daquita. I like that name. I bet you Daquita's black. Man, our people are creative people, man. I love my people, man. Good evening. Menopausal woman, 43, 5'6", 238. All right, we got to help you out. You over 200. Any woman over 200 is big as hell. So I feel like it's my duty as Big Brother Corey to help you out right now. Any man, by the way, that's over 250 is also big as hell. Y'all not exempt, right? So we gotta help. We gotta help young Daquita out. Daquita, go get you a pen and pad, baby girl. We about to help you be great, cause there's no reason you should be over 200. All right, so your BMR. First thing you find when you're looking for your goals, guys, if you're just showing up to the live, you find your BMR first. That's your basal metabolic rate. That's how much calories your body burns by itself, right? You're looking to build muscle, you add to that. If you're looking to lose fat, you subtract from that, right? So, Daquita, right now, your body burns 1,800. All you gotta do to create a deficit, right? Start eating 1,600 calories. 1,600 calories is a deficit for you. That's 200 calories less than the BMR. Guys, if you're still with me, if it's making sense, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up, chat. Give me a thumbs up, chat. All right, Quita. We're gonna plug that into a macro ratio for you, shorty, right? 40, 30, 30 is my golden one for fat loss. So that'll be 160 grams of protein for you. Write that down. 120 grams of carbs and 50 grams of total fat. At least a gallon of water every day, yay. Right, every day. And get you like 30 grams of fiber. You do that, Daquita, by Thanksgiving, you're gonna be down somewhere between at least 10 to 12 pounds. That's my prediction for you. Just stay consistent and start now. Do not fucking wait. If you guys like this and you want more of my help, just go grab my free fat loss course. It's also it's not only in the link in my bio, but it's in the chat for you guys on YouTube. You guys, TikTok got to go to the bio for that. All right. Dequita says that's my birthday. Hey, happy early birthday. Uh, okay. Maro Khan Zonder. Bro, you need to understand if my wife cheated with you, I would understand her. Hey, listen. you know, you win some, you lose some, bro. You win some, you lose some. Nah, I'm fucking with you, man. I'm fucking with you. I appreciate the compliment. I know that came from a genuine place of love and respect. I appreciate that. Christian Raya. What up, Christian? Yo, Corey, help me out. I'm 303. Christian, you big as hell. You big as hell. I gotta help you out. 303. I was 405. Help me out, dog. All right, look. I'm gonna do this last macro split for Christian, and then I gotta go. Christian, I need your age, height, weight, and goal, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Mario says you recommend 5 or 6 days a week to lift weights. If you really, hey, how fast you want to see results, bro? If you want to see the max results, 6 days a week. If you want to see like better results than most, 5 days a week. But if you want the best, go 6 days a week, bro. Ebony says, no, wait. Hey, if you guys want me to go live again tomorrow, type live in the chat and I'll make some time for y'all. Yo, Christian, man, where my stats at? Age, height, weight, and goal. I need the stats. Or you on your own, brother. And you have to go get the free guide and do it yourself. All right, Christian is ignoring me. All right, people are typing live, so I'm gonna pull it back up tomorrow. I'm gonna make some time in the morning, and then I'll announce. I'll announce on my feed, on my email list, and then also in my story when I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Once I lock in my schedule for the night. So if you guys want more help getting to your goals, hold up, let me move this over. Just go grab that free fat loss course. The link is in all my socials in the bio. All right. Till next time, y'all. Peace. Do. USDA.